episode of Superhero Junkies. Today's episode of Superhero Junkies is very special because it's an exclusive Ray Wise episode. Yes. And oh my God, there is Ray Wise in person in our Superhero Junkies headquarters. All right, I am here with Ray Wise.
Hey.
Now, this episode is Everything Wise.
Oh, yeah.
All right, thank you for joining us on Superhero Junkies, Ray.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, we're going to start in Akron, Ohio. Okay?
That's where I started.
Right? Okay. Now, how did you get into acting coming from Akron, Ohio?
I don't know. I guess I was just, a movie buff from the time I was a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
And all those 50s movies, those creature features and the horror films, and then, of course, the good ones like On the Waterfront with Marlon Brando and some of the others,
Waterfront.
Yeah.
So that got me going, and I thought, I'd like to be up there on the big screen, too. So I decided when I was about 11 or 12 years old that I wanted to be a professional actor.
Awesome. So, all right, and we're glad you made that decision. Now, Did you go to New York, LA first? Where did you go and you get your first acting gig?
Well, I went to college first, actually, and I was a theater major,
All right.
I felt it was real important to get my education. And for all you superhero junkies out there, remember that. Get an education.
All right.
And I did. I was a theater major, but I got my Bachelor of Arts. And then I went to New York, and I was in New York for a couple of weeks, and I walked into an open audition at CBS, and I got a soap opera called Love of Life.
All right.
And that was way back in 1970, and I started doing that daytime television show. I did it for about 7 years, and while I was on that show, I did off-Broadway and on-Broadway, and a lot of theater. I worked during the day and at night, and I was very determined. And I was there till about 1978, and then I came out here to California to try my fortune.
Okay, all right. Now, you came out here to California, you did Charlie's Angels, Barnaby Jones, the original Dallas show, Knots Landing, Hunter, which was a great show.
Yeah.
All these shows Ray did, classic television. Tell me some of your memories of some of the best memories of doing some of these shows.
Oh, well, my Charlie's Angels was with an actress who had only made one movie prior to doing the show. Her name was Jamie Lee Curtis, and
wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, she was the guest star of that episode, and I was the second guest star, and I played this ex-army kind of hippie radical type guy who wearing an army fatigue jacket and stalking Jamie Lee Curtis, who was a professional ladies golfer.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah, who wouldn't stalk her, huh?
She was very stalkable back then.
Yeah, she was very
That's right.
stalkable. And then then I did Barnaby Jones with Buddy Epson, and that was a thrill. And
I
then
love that show.
And then it just started from there. And then of course doing Twin Peaks with David Lynch, and then
we're going to talk about Twin Peaks. You have T.J. Hooker with Shatner.
Oh, I love Shatner. Yeah,
Shatner, the man himself.
Yeah. I was Heather Locklear's fiance on that show.
Wow!
I work with a lot of beautiful ladies.
So I have to ask you if anything happened with Heather before Tommy Lee did.
Oh, I was way before Tommy Lee. Yes. Maybe we should leave it at that, huh?
Oh, okay. Yeah. And you did Airwolf.
Airwolf,
Great show.
With Ernest Borgnine and Jan Michael Vincent.
Michael Vincent.
Yeah. And I was the #1 bad guy on that episode too.
Yeah. Great show. 1985, The Journey of Natty Gann. I love that movie. Awesome movie.
One of my favorites. It was a Disney film, and I played a Depression-era man who had a young daughter. My wife had already passed away, and I was living in Chicago. It was during the Depression, and I couldn't find a job, so I had to travel all the way across country to get a job as a lumberjack in Washington State. Had to leave my daughter behind, my little 10, 11-year-old daughter, and she followed me across country to try and find me. Wow. And on that journey, she befriended a wolf who became her best companion, and it's a happy ending at the end.
Yeah, you have to check out that film if you haven't seen it. Journey of Natty Gann.
Yeah,
Incredible film.
I'm proud of that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
87, RoboCop.
Yeah. There I was, number 2 guy, Leon Nash, number 2 bad guy, and we were there in Dallas and also in Pittsburgh, and we were blowing up parts of Dallas, and we were at a big steel plant in Pittsburgh. So
wow.
We had a great time making that movie. Me and the other bad guys. The guy who played Clarence.
Oh yeah.
Kurtwood Smith.
Kurtwood
yeah.
Smith, yeah.
And a bunch of the other guys.
Kurtwood.
Yeah.
Now, Kurtwood Smith, he did a Star Trek movie, and you've also done Star Trek. You've done The Next Generation. You played Lyko in Who Watches the Watchers.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, I was a Mintakan, which is kind of a lowercase Vulcan. I look like a Vulcan with the pointed ears, the eyebrows, and the hair, but I'm not as smart as a Vulcan.
And you were in Voyager Hope and Fear episode. You played a Taurus.
Arturus, yes. Yeah. Big, double-brained fella. He had a huge cranium that was looked like a shrimp almost. and I still have that back at home in a box. They gave it to me.
Awesome. Now, 1990, Twin Peaks. You jumped on the coffin.
I did.
All right, let's talk about Twin Peaks now, because now we're over there.
I did everything on that show that you could possibly do on television, and maybe a few things that they haven't done since. And it was I ended up being the bad guy on that show too. We weren't sure about it until the 15th or 16th episode, but I didn't want to leave town, but I had to. I was the bad guy, and so I had to go either one of 2 ways. I had to die or I had to go to jail. And David Lynch chose dying for me, and I had a wonderful 16th episode where I die in the arms of FBI agent Cooper, and he recites the Tibetan Book of the Dead, and I see my daughter at the end of a long tunnel with light at the end, and she forgives me, and it was just a wonderful, poignant scene, and I loved it.
Yeah, awesome. Now, did you ever think it would develop such a huge cult following? I mean, Twin Peaks, they even did an episode on Psych that you were in about Twin Peaks.
That's right.
It developed such a cult following, this show.
Well, you know, it's funny. I still get jobs from that show. Mm-hmm. People who are big Twin Peaks fans, you know, and now they're in positions of power, and they can hire me, and they do. They remember me as Leland Palmer, and I was a favorite of theirs, and so Twin Peaks has been very good to me in the last 25 years. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Yeah. Jeepers Creepers 2.
Yeah.
The best lead in a horror film ever. Those two guys in Jeepers Creepers 2.
Well, thank you so much. Yes, I played the old farmer in that one, Jack Taggart, and it was rather like Captain Ahab and Moby Dick, if you're familiar with that novel by Herman Melville, about an obsessed whaling captain chasing after a huge white whale, so obsessed, and then finally he's able to attack it and try to kill it, and the whale ends up killing him. But in our tale, Jeepers Creepers 2, I get the creeper.
Yeah. Awesome film. You should check it out. All right, then Sharkskin 6. What is Sharkskin 6?
Well, you know, that's a sweet little movie that you and I made together. Remember that?
That's right. I made it. I played his son in Sharkskin 6.
He was my son.
That's right.
Now, he's gotten considerably older since then. Yes.
Yeah. Ray never ages. He never ages. I don't know what's going on. I think he's immortal.
Well, a long time ago, I made a deal with the devil. Which takes us to where?
Takes us to Reaper. Oh. Yeah. Now you're jumping ahead, but I will say, you go from playing the devil to a priest in Stray Dogs.
That's right.
So now you're a devil and a priest. So let's talk a little bit about Reaper, and then this new thing, Stray Dogs, where you play a priest.
Well, yeah. Reaper was a great show. We lasted for 2 seasons on the CW network, and it was a 1-hour comedy about some slackers who make a deal with the devil, and I played the devil in it, and it was one of the greatest characters I've ever had to play. Of course, who wouldn't want to play the number 2 guy in all of the universe, right? Yeah. There's only one a little higher. That's the big man upstairs. Yeah. And I love playing Satan, and It was a great thrill. We did about 32 or 33 episodes of that show.
It was a great show. I love that show.
No, it shouldn't have been canceled. CW, shame on you. But the devil will always be close to my heart.
Yeah. Don't forget to watch the next episode of Superhero Junkies, Part 2, exclusive interview with Mr. Ray